exterior of the truck, start with the front end with lenses. Start at the top. I have 5 lenses in total. 3 lenses in the center are identification lights. 2 on the outside are clearance lights. All these have to meet DOT spec. DOT spec is to be seen at least from 500 feet, be on 24/7, 365, and be amber in color for the front and side of the vehicles, DOT spec. For the rear of the vehicle, 500 feet, run 24/7, 365, but be red in color for the rear of the vehicle. Work my way down. Windshield, same thing. Chips no bigger than a quarter, cracks no bigger than an inch. Properly sealed. Make sure my seal is secured. My windshield wipers not cracked, bent, or broken. Traffic monitoring devices. Make sure they're properly secured. Aimed to the driver. California mirrors properly secured. Aimed to the driver, not cracked, bent, or broken. Make sure my hood looks good, level. Right here is my front grille. Make sure it is not obstructed in any way. We need air flowing to the engine to keep it cool. Come out for more lenses. I have lenses here, clear in color, DOT spec, high and low beam, amber in color, DOT spec, four-way flashers, turn signals, and running lights. Come down here to my bumper. Make sure it's level. If it's not level, it could indicate a few things. 3 outstanding things would be a load shift, another is flat tire, and another is damaged suspension. Make sure my license plate's secure for the authorities to see it. Look underneath my vehicle up front. We're looking for any puddles, any leaks that might have occurred since the last time I used it. Start on the passenger side. Starting with fluids and air. Windshield wiper fluid. Make sure it's properly sealed, properly secured, no sign of any leaks. Make sure I'm above minimum and below maximum. That is not what I thought it was. I thought that was a fuel filter. Turbo hose. Turbo hose, make sure there's no signs of any soot leaking out of any of the connections that could indicate leaking of exhaust. Air hose, make sure it's secured. Come up to my air filter. Right here we have a gauge on it. You want to keep it always in the yellow or green, never in the red. That'll show you need to change your air filter. Also look for general hoses. Make sure everything's connected. Nothing's out of place, out of the ordinary. I check my fan blades right here. Make sure the ones I can see on this side are in place and not cracked, bent, or broken. Also check the integrity of the side of my engine. I'm looking for any oil leaks, any other leaks, but oil leaks would show a gasket blown. If I saw any oil leaks, then it might show some damage to the engine. Might need to get that checked out. Overview of the frame, overview of suspension on this side as well. Serpentine belt, you can see on this side, no more than 1/4 inch of play. Serpentine belt runs 3 things: air conditioner, water pump, and alternator. There are also 2 gear-driven items on this truck, and one is power steering gearbox, and the other is your air compressor. Both of those are gear-driven. So 2 gear-drivens, power steering gearbox, and air compressor. Serpentine belt runs air conditioner, water pump, and alternator. Everything looks good on this side. Watch your head or mirrors. Coming to the driver's side. Staying on air and fluids. This is the governor. It's cutting in and out. Here's a lot of air hoses. We're listening for leaks, looking for any abrasions, bulges, or cuts, making sure all the wires are intact. Make sure everything looks good. Staying with fluids. Here's my coolant. Make sure it's at proper levels, above minimum, below maximum, properly sealed, right level, no sign of any leaks. Check hoses on this side, hoses on this side. Oil, next fluid. Here's my oil fill cap. Here's my oil dipstick. Make sure this is secure. This is where I fill oil. This is where I check my oil. Pull it out, wipe it off, stick it back in, pull it out. Make sure it's above minimum and below maximum. More fluids. This is the fuel filter. Make sure the fuel you see here, it has no debris in it. It's not cloudy. and has any substance in it. Power steering fluid, make sure the hose to it has no abrasions, bulges, or cuts, no leaks. This power steering fluid cap also needs to be secure, and there's a rubber seal inside there. Make sure it's not dry rotted as well. Overview of the side of the engine, more hoses, looking for that same oil leaks on the other side that would indicate a blown gasket possibly. Check the fan blades on this side as well. Make sure they're there and not cracked, bent, or broken. I'll start next with steering system. Right here against the firewall, steering boot keeps toxic fumes from getting inside the cab, like carbon monoxide. Come down to a U-joint. Got to be properly greased at all time. Steering shaft, no more than 10% of play, which would indicate 2 inches of play on a 20-inch steering wheel. Another U-joint right here. Make sure it's properly greased at all time. Here's one of the gear-driven items. Power steering gearbox. This is the fluid that goes to it. Make sure that that hose is intact, no leaks. Power steering gearbox. So, weather boot, dust boot, U-joint, steering shaft, no more than 10% of play, U-joint, power steering gearbox, pitman arm, drag link. If you look under here, we have the steering knuckle where it all comes together. Steering knuckle, you have an upper steering arm that goes right there. The lower steering arm is back here. It's hard to see, but there's a lower steering arm with a rod that you'll see right through here that runs all the way from this tire to the other tire, and it ties both tires together for when you turn the steering wheel, and it's called a tie rod. So pitman arm, drag link, steering knuckle, upper steering arm, lower steering arm, connected to your tie rod, ties both steering tires together so they can steer, all connected with castle nuts and cotter pins. That's your steering system. We'll go next to our suspension. Here's your shock. Upper shock mount, make sure it's properly bolted to the frame of the truck. All bolts are in place, not cracked, bent, or broken. Here's the actual shock itself. You're looking for any leaks of any hydraulic fluid that's in the shock, coming from where the shock separates. Lower shock mount, direct connected here to the top of the, right by the bump stop. So here's a bump stop assembly. Bump stop, saddle, leaf spring, axle connected with 2 U-bolts connected with bolts under there, or nuts under the bolts. So 4 bolts, 2 U-bolts. 2 U-bolts, I'm sorry, and 4 nuts. Leaf spring here, can't have any more than 25% damage. This has only 1 leaf spring, so it can't be damaged at all. But you can have 4 leaf springs with 25% damage and have 1 cracked or broken and still operate for the day, but you have to record it. So, leaf spring, front spring hanger, rear spring hanger that also has a shackle which has to be properly greased at all time on the back. So real quick, upper shock mount, shock, lower shock mount, connected to bump stop assembly. Bump stop, leaf spring, saddle, axle connected with 2 U-bolts with 4 nuts underneath holding the U-bolts in place. And that is your whole suspension system. Now we'll move to brakes. Right, here's your brake lines. This little one, ABS line. It's just a wire. Make sure the insulation's intact, not cracked, or you could short out your ABS. Fat one, your air line. Make sure there's no abrasions, bulges, or cuts. Air line goes into your service brake chamber. In your service brake chamber is a diaphragm. Air goes into the service brake chamber, pushes the diaphragm, which pushes the push rod that's connected to the slack adjuster by clevis and pin. Slack adjuster can have no more than 1 inch of play, but when the push rod comes out, diaphragm, push rod, slack adjuster moves 1 inch, it moves an S-cam, twists it, which forces brake shoes out, which make contact with the brake drum, which causes heat and friction to stop the vehicle. Now, contaminants for brakes. Airlines, no oil or water. Brake shoes, no oil or grease. That's your contaminants, and they have to be said. We'll go with tire now. Inside bead, which is the inside of the tire edge. Make sure it's sealed inside the rim. all the way around, properly sealed, no abrasions, bulges, or cuts on the inside tire wall. Come across to the top of the tire. This tire, these steer tires have to always be new tires, or virgin tires as they call them, which means they can't have any recaps or retreads. You have to have a minimum 4/32 of depth on the tread. We're also looking for even wear. Come to the outside sidewall. No abrasions, bulges, or cuts. The bead of the tire is properly sealed behind the rim. And we're also looking for an information box right here. This gives the manufacturer's spec on the tire to make sure we have proper air pressure in there. And we're also looking for a metal valve stem and metal cap, because we got over 100 pounds of pressure in here. It can only be metal valve stem and cap. Come to the rim. No aftermarket welds, not damaged in any way. My vent holes are clear, so I can get air in there to keep my brakes cool. Check my lug nuts. 3 things to look for to show loose lug nuts: white powdery substance, rust trails running down, and shiny threads or metal slivers of shiny threads. These have the show lugs on top, so you can't see if there's any shiny threads or not, but you look for rust trails and white powdery substance on these. This is a center hub, front axle hub. You can pop this cap out, make sure it's a knuckle deep full of oil. What you're really looking for is nothing that's leaking from this cap, which would be oil, because that oil could contaminate the brake shoes, because we don't want any grease or oil on our brake shoes for those brake contaminants. Stop right there.